You and I both know it's getting harder and harder to sell in 2026 and beyond. Here are some very high-level tips. I've taught a lot of top-of-table people, millionaire agents, sales leaders, and so many top 7-8-figure coaches in order to be able to sell your services so much better. My name is Mel. I've done this for the last 19 years. Helped countless 7-8-figure coaches, agency leaders, realtors, financial advisors do exceedingly well in their business. My clients, this is like the who's who of the industry. So here are some of the ideas I share with them constantly and all the time. We are going to talk about the first tip, and that's called a trust recession, right? And you may have heard of this word before, or you may have experienced this before, which is it's just harder to sell in this day and age. Now, why is that so? Let me explain to you why it's harder to sell. Long time ago, you could run an ad. What exactly is an ad? An ad simply is a promise that you can do something. But would there actually be proof? Maybe you didn't have to put any proof. Just need to tell people you can do something. Now, what happened? At that point of time, a lot of people said they could do things, but then they couldn't deliver. So after a while, people learned to not trust the ad. So that's why these days, people are more skeptical than ever before. So people are not going to buy just because you run an ad and say you can do something, haven't seen you before, they're not going to believe you. So we need to, so people still see your ad, that's the key. They just don't believe it. So we have to talk about the first key right here. It's called believability. How do we generate some believability in this day and age? It's not that the ads don't work. They see it, they just don't buy it, don't click, or just don't believe you. So we need to overcome this thing over here. Generate some believability. So let's take a look at what a sale is. A sale happens when there is increased levels of certainty. I know for sure you can deliver. If I believe that you can deliver, I'm gonna buy from you. Now, certainty comes from familiarity, which means I've seen you before. If you're familiar and I know you can deliver, that's awesome. You need to provide people with a sense of reassurance. Why? That's why they will buy. So our whole goal of doing a whole bunch of things is to increase the levels of certainty, increase familiarity, make people feel like, oh my God, this fella, guy or girl, can do the job. And more importantly, when you have all of these things, it reduces risk. Now, is risk high? If they only see an ad, ever seen you before, of course the risk is high. Because why? There's no familiarity, no reassurance, no certainty. They might be taking a risk, spend a whole bunch of money, and what if this person is full of shit? So we need to generate all of these feelings to give people a sense of believability. So what are we going to do? Number one, when I work together with clients, coach a lot of these agency leaders, top of table people, blah, 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 basic people, we always start out, first and foremost, number one, with understand what is the target audience you want to work with. This is critical. Why? Because once we understand the target audience, this is the one audience I want to work with, work on, and persuade. That allows us to immediately find proof. Now people say, oh, I want to go out there and get a whole bunch of testimonials. I disagree. You see, testimonials come in different shapes and sizes. It could be young people, middle-aged people, older people, men, women, etc., different stages of life. If you can't nail down what audience you want, you might collect a whole bunch of proof that actually pisses your audience off. Imagine this right now. I go for boxing and opposite my gym is an all-female person training gym. Now, all-female is called Misfit. Now, at Misfit, obviously, as the name suggests, they only open for female people who want to get fit. And so what if I'm on a salesperson there and I show a whole bunch of male bodybuilders? Would those testimonials help my case? Absolutely not. The testimonials hurt my case. So very important for us to nail down who the audience is and find a bunch of proof. You want the proof to match the audience. When it matches the audience, you become more believable. This person can actually do the job. The key thing is not just a collection of proof. The key thing is the proof must look and feel and be in the same stage of life as the audience. So the person watching has that idea that, oh my God, if other people just like me get a result from this person, I am going to get the same result too. Very critical. Number two, these days content works also. So the reason content works also is very simple. You need to let people know what you are about, who you serve, and who you don't serve. Very important in this day and age also. This is called an origin story, a backstory. Because why? A backstory generates familiarity and hence believability. Because if you appear on an ad and I have no idea who you are, no idea what you believe in, no idea what your core values are, you are a stranger, no familiarity. But if I land on your stuff and I watch and I say, oh, okay, this is where this person has come from, what they believe in, how they end up in this career, then they have believability. You become somebody that they can actually connect with and trust. Third one, very important in this day and age to have a method, right? I can help you, says who? You got to prove it. We prove by having audience. We prove by being able to have a backstory. You also prove by having a method. What exactly is the method? How do you help them? 3-step method, 4-step method, be able to label the method, really critical. Now you give people more what? More reassurance and more certainty. This person knows what the heck they are doing. Really, really critical. Now, the next part about content is about demonstration. Now, demonstration is very simple. It's the understanding of the difference between showing and telling. A long time ago, the ad was all just telling. I tell you I can do something by me telling you you can do something. Okay, cool. What if you like? However, these days, when you shoot content and you have a method and you describe your method and show it how it works, then you actually demonstrate to people, you exhibit to people that you can help them by actually helping them. Really critical. So people can watch it and go, wow, this person knows what they're talking about. Have case studies, you show how your method works in real life. People go, oh my God, I like the way this person talks. I can see that this person ain't full of shit. And then they will buy into you also. Now, I want to throw in another element also, and this is called stage of life. See, the understanding, and I mentioned this word a few times on this video, understanding of your audience and the stage of life they're in is critical. It's critical. It lets people know that you truly can help them. Because you must understand, people come in all shapes and sizes at different stages of life. People want and desire different things. If you understand the stage of life that your clients are in, and you know what truly matters to them, and you can let them know that, you know what, I get you entirely, empathy in your content, in your videos, that is really going to connect with them immensely, really immensely. I'll throw in one additional one. So I help all my clients, there's a secret sauce over here. I help all my clients do one thing, and I call this status symbol. One of the things that I help my clients do is I help them build themselves up to be something I call mini celebrities. What is a mini celebrity? Now, a celebrity like, Justin Bieber, BTS, okay, that's cool. But you want to be a mini celebrity in your niche. When you shoot all this content, you do it clearly, consistently. You provide value to people. You're the only one who has the audacity and the courage to do this stuff. You sooner or later become a mini celebrity, but you get known in the field. Then people actually want to work with you because they get to tell other people that they're working with you. That's the key. People want to be around folks who are kind of famous. So, if I can help you with all of these ideas, build yourself up to be a mini celebrity, and you can show people, especially when they watch a lot of your stuff, you can show people that, oh my God, you're known and famous, and then you can actually help them in the flesh. You become a flex symbol that others can show off to other people. Hey, you know what? This is who I'm working with. This is my agent. This is my realtor. This is my advisor, etc. You become a status symbol. So what did all of these mean is at the end of the day, we must bridge the gap. See, an ad last time didn't bridge the gap. An ad just say, stranger says he can help you. But these days we bridge the gap because why? We build in believability. We build in certainty because of our proof and our method and by our demonstration. We build in familiarity because we watch what you are about. Your everyday life, the things you believe in, etc. We reduce risk also because why? We show people instead of telling people. After a while, when they consume all of these things, usually they jump on the call to verify. Let's put in the last word, verify. So check if you are really legit, but they're down to do it anyway. That's why they booked the call. So once you pass the vibe check, litmus test, then they're down to do it with you already. So this is what works in 2026 and beyond. Only reason why? Too many claims made in the past. Nobody can deliver on those claims. People get a bit wiser, they got burned, they got hurt, and therefore they're looking for greater degrees of sophistication and certainty and trust, which is why we have to do a whole bunch of things these days to actually help people by actually helping people and showing we know what we're about. Okay, so if you found this video useful, you want me to help you implement some of these things, we put a link somewhere below the bottom. You can probably book a call, chat with us. We're looking for folks that are minimum doing 6 figures and above for us to get on a chat, just being upfront, because these days we have tons of clients. We work with a lot of people around the world. So if that's you, book a call, let's chat. Otherwise, please feel free to subscribe, watch these videos. We shoot a whole ton of these kind of stuff, and we look forward to adding more value to your day. Take care, guys.